As we know, 1 in 3 women who have ever had a baby will wet themselves. Yet in the majority of cases, urinary incontinence as a result of pregnancy and childbirth is preventable and treatable. The importance of reaching out to pregnant women and the health professionals who work with them cannot be underestimated, and the Foundation's current special project aims to do exactly that. I am pleased to be able to present to you today an overview of the Pelvic Floor Awareness in Pregnancy, Childbirth and Beyond project and launch our new initiatives. The project began in May 2013 with a consultation that brought together experts and key stakeholders from the maternity and continence fields. Through the stakeholder consultation, a review of the literature and existing initiatives, 3 key areas of focus were identified: awareness raising among pre- and postnatal women, education for health professionals, and advocacy at a guidelines and competency level. We try to take a multifaceted approach to special projects to assist in creating real change and to support the project initiatives at a range of levels. The project was overseen by a multidisciplinary working group who met regularly throughout the project, and some of whom are here in the audience today. Also integral to the success of the project was the team at the Continence Foundation, including Nevis Sarafa, Belinda Hall and Rowan Cockrell, with input and support from all staff in the National Office. The project identified that there was a lack of comprehensive and easily accessible information for women relating to pelvic floor, bladder and bowel health during pregnancy and after childbirth. The Pregnancy Guide was developed in association with the Pregnancy Centre and brings together a range of existing Continence Foundation pregnancy fact sheets. The booklet contains information about bladder and bowel control during pregnancy and after childbirth and explains the role of the pelvic floor muscles and how to exercise them. The booklet also provides information about a range of topics, including abdominal muscle bracing, pregnancy and exercise, prolapse, and pelvic floor problems after the birth. The Pregnancy Guide is currently being distributed in the Mother-to-Be Bounty Bag, which reaches 73% of all pregnant women in Australia and is distributed during antenatal hospital visits. Since April 2014, we have reached more than 35,000 pregnant women through the bounty bags, with positive reports from midwives about how useful and comprehensive the resource is. The resource is also available to order from our website, and there's also a copy in your show bags today. With the increasing use of smartphones and apps to access health information, especially by pregnant women, a review of current apps available during pregnancy highlighted a gap in information about bladder and bowel health and pelvic floor exercises. The Pregnancy Pelvic Floor Plan smartphone app was developed with input from our project working group, the Pregnancy Centre, and women who were pregnant or had recently had a baby. The app includes tips on looking after your pelvic floor, bladder and bowel during pregnancy, how to do pelvic floor exercises with regular reminders, information about safe exercise during and after pregnancy, health and wellbeing tips on looking after yourself, and where to find local services for pelvic floor problems. The information in the app is divided into key pregnancy milestones and allows users to enter their details to view information and receive reminders that are personalised for their due date. The free app is available for iPhones from the App Store and from Google Play for Android. It is hoped that this app will be as successful as our Pelvic Floor First app, which we launched late last year, which has reached more than 6,000 downloads as of yesterday. Midwives were identified as a key focus area for our project, as they are critical not only for delivering babies, but also delivering best possible outcomes for mothers before, during and after childbirth. A series of education forums for midwives were held during May 2014 to raise awareness about the importance of the pelvic floor, bladder and bowel health during and after pregnancy. The forums were presented by physiotherapists Pauline Shirelli and Helena Frawley and clinical nurse consultant and midwife Christine Murray. The forums also included a panel session with midwives to answer questions from attendees. The forums aim to provide attendees with an overview of the anatomy of continence and the impact of pregnancy and childbirth on the bladder, bowel and pelvic floor, and they aim to upskill attendees to be able to identify clients at risk of pelvic floor problems, advise and instruct them on how to do pelvic floor exercises and when and who to refer clients to. The forums also provided important information about trial of void, urinary retention and pelvic organ prolapse. The forums were met with overwhelming interest, reaching almost 400 midwives across the 3 days. The interest highlights the need for continued education in this area and supports the project initiatives in targeting education towards midwives. The forums were accredited with Mid Plus CPD points from the Australian College of Midwives, and feedback as highlighted on the screen shows the positive response from attendees. The feedback also highlighted ways in which attendees were going to implement the knowledge into their practice, including increased confidence to talk about the topic and plans to allocate more time to pelvic floor assessment and teaching of pelvic floor exercises. Given the success of the forums, we are planning to hold more over the next 12 months. As Anne mentioned, the Foundation has also developed an online course in partnership with the Australian College of Midwives, and the course is now available through their website, and it's also available free of charge to their 5,000 members. Non-members can also access the course for a fee. The course was written by midwife and physiotherapist Heather Pearce and was overseen by a multidisciplinary online course subcommittee comprising members from our project working group and the Australian College of Midwives Professional Development Committee. Providing education through a range of delivery methods increases the reach of the message, particularly to midwives working in rural and remote Australia. The development of the partnership with the Australian College of Midwives has proven integral in assisting us to promote our key messages, and we've been incredibly grateful for their support. We're aware that resources and education alone will not create long-term change, and that change also needs to come from the top down. The project identified that the newly released NHMRC-funded National Antenatal Guidelines only included limited information on continence and the pelvic floor. The Foundation has made contact with the co-chairs of the Development Committee, and we're looking out for any developments or review of the guidelines in the future. This is a work in progress. Members of the project working group alerted us that a review of the Victorian Common Assessment tools that are used by universities in midwifery courses was being undertaken. The review indicated that the information for pelvic floor, bladder and bowel health will be strengthened in the postnatal tool, which is good news. A member of the project working group was on the review committee, and she's going to keep us informed of any future opportunities to provide input, so also a work in progress. To support and assist the implementation of the project initiatives, a communication strategy that targets consumers, health professionals and key stakeholders is currently being implemented. The strategy includes a broad range of activities, including flyers to promote the app and online course, social, print and online media, and distribution of information to key organisations and consumers via forums and expos. Aligning the key messages of the project with the theme for World Continence Week has helped increase the awareness and reach of the initiatives. The project will be evaluated through the uptake of resources, including the number of pregnancy guides distributed, the number of calls to the National Continence Helpline as a result of the initiatives, and the number of times the smartphone app is downloaded. Midwives who attended the education forums will also be surveyed in 12 months' time to see if they've implemented any of the new knowledge into their practice. We are very proud of our achievements with the Pelvic Floor Awareness Project, and we hope that through these initiatives, with the support from our members, that over time we can reduce the number of women experiencing incontinence as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, and increase the number of women seeking help for problems. Thank you so much for your time.